Hello viewers and welcome to the program Oroaje Doing Business in Lagos. Tonight on the program we're going to be focusing on the proposed 5,000 naira note by the Central Bank of Nigeria and of course how it relates to the cashless policy and so much more. That's on Oroaje Doing Business in Lagos. Up next is a package on the proposed 5,000 naira notes and how it relates to the cashless policy as introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria. If you want to join us on this program, you can follow us. Our Twitter handle is Oroaje at LagosTelevision.com. And of course, our Facebook account is Oroaje on Lagos Television. Come along and enjoy the program. Once again, you're welcome.
It could be described as yet another controversial policy from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, coming only a few months after the flag-off of the cashless policy. That policy, aimed at reducing the cost of cash management amongst others, was greeted with criticisms. Less than 10% of Nigerians draw on the average the amount of money from the banking system. And on Thursday, 23rd August, the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, announced the proposed comprehensive review of the nation's currency, which was last carried out in 2005. Some of the features of the proposed review include the introduction of the 5,000 naira note, aimed at discouraging inflation, reduce the volume of banknotes, as well as the overall cost of currency management. With the introduction of the higher denomination and coinage of the lower denomination of the naira, economic history has shown that several nations that travel this path have long abandoned the use of higher currency denomination in the favor of electronic transaction, towing the path of cashless policy. With the introduction of the cashless policy and now the 5,000 naira note, could there be evidences of the CBN grappling with the failure of its monetary policies?
A one note 5,000 is too much. At least 500, 1,000 is okay. But if the government or the CBN can give us a coins so that we can move on with our economies, it will be okay for us. Because if you are buying pure water is 5 naira. Sometimes you buy a goose, you buy something of 99 cents. That 1 cent is supposed to be returned. But if it doesn't return, it's go back to the seller. We are the losing. The buyer is losing. So if you have something like coins, if you buy something 98, 99, 92, we are having our change back. So 1 cent into 1 million makes a lot of money. So if a buyer is losing 1 cent every day, it's a lot of money for us. So
I don't think that is what we need as at now. Because if they go ahead to do it, it will worsen the economy and it will affect people adversely. It is not advisable. They should drop the idea.
I feel that is one policy that is not so necessary at the moment, because it does not. I cannot phantom, or correlate, its value, to bettering the lives of Nigerians and what it stands to serve. If you look at the totality of all of these policies, you will notice the consistency that when the government increases the denominations, that more often than not, Nigerians tend to abandon the lower denominations. There's a certain inclination and affection for the bigger denominations, and that what that does, in a spiral effect, is to, make cost of to increase the cost of goods and services.
The only thing I see no idea about it, because they just want to use this as an embarrassment to the masses and then it will be an encouragement to those people at the House, National Assembly, those who are governors, in order to embezzle our money.
What I just feel the government should do is not about the value of the money, but at least what they should do is to, what we are spending, like 1,000 naira is okay for now because of the economy and the use. There are different ways they can be using it, but at least because of the new cashless policy now, we should not even be talking about 5,000 now. What we should be limiting ourselves for now is the 1,000, just to help and to boost the cashless economy.
The issue is that if they have the 5,000 naira denomination in our currency, it will devalue the naira. Because in the Western African countries, we can hear about 1,000 sefa, 10,000 sefa. And when you put it in the value of our naira, it's not up to 50,000. So if they have it in that value, it will devalue naira. So we want the power of naira to increase. We don't want it to be valued again.
I don't like them to print that 5,000 naira because it depreciates the money value in Nigeria, and the 50 naira, the 20 naira, 5 naira will have no value again because nobody will guide them. And the market women, as far as they have increased, they have print 5,000 denomination. The women in the market selling things, they like increasing their stuff, their pepper, their whatever they are selling, because they thought maybe the workers, the government workers, they have increased their salary since they have decide to print 5,000 naira note. That means they have increased their salary, and the market women will increase whatever they are selling. So it will not good for Nigeria to print 5,000 naira note.
The best thing for him to do is to devalue our currency and not to make higher denominations of our currency. We should go back and sit back with the economic theme and think of something else.
In the marketplace, Nigerians have rejected coins. Once the new coins are introduced, the first thing that is likely to happen is that prices will be redenominated in 50 naira, which was what happened when the CBN in 2005 introduced new coins that drove out the use of 1 naira and 50 kobo that were coined. This is most assuredly the beginning of hyperinflation. The CBN plan has no mechanism of revaluing the naira, and the revaluation of a naira would have served a more useful purpose than the planned restructuring.
You know, the cashless policy on its own was certainly a good thing, but a bit, how would I say it, misguided in the implementation. A project of that nature is not driven by brute force. I say you must do this and that's it, you know. And usually when you want to encourage people to do things, I think the level of compliance is greater when the people can see their interest, or you induce them with certain items, promotional items or whatever. But when you force it, people will generally resist and find a way out. Indeed, it can be even said that the cashless thing has suffered a lot of challenges, particularly from the banks, who are not even willing to promote it. Okay, even though there is so much to be gained for them, 10% or is it 15% for violations, either in terms of withdrawal, or all sorts of, you know. But that's not the way to go, obviously. But that's not the case. That's not the issue. The issue now is whether or not the introduction of a 5,000 naira note is not in negation of the policy of the Cashlight. I also generally agree that it appears to be a contradiction because, you know, the Cashlight system is supposed to encourage us to use less money. But if, on the other hand, the people who are creating the Cashlight system are also facilitating the possibility of you carrying a large amount of money. I've heard the story that you are not forced to carry a large amount of money. But it's like somebody saying that, oh, the chickens are not forced to eat the corn that is on the ground. Once the corn is there, they will eat. I mean, it goes without saying. So for you to say that nobody is forcing you to carry 5,000, in any case, the chances that the supply channels of the 5,000 naira would be so liberal, such that, you know, you can choose whether it is 5,000 naira you will take from home or from bank today or something. It doesn't work that way. You go to the bank gives you what they have in most cases. So when you go out and you are traveling by bus or whatever, you cannot decide that I will have 1 naira to pay for the bus. It could be 5,000 naira you have because that is what the bank paid you. So you'd have all kinds of inconveniences and all sorts of challenges using it.